Hello, my name is Rebecca Cobian. My niche of photography is family photography, and something that I struggled with before I came on the Zoom call was kind of pricing my packages or pricing my photos for the correct clientele that I had. So that was a big issue for me and trying to find that niche clientele with my niche pricing. So the biggest thing I took away was the magic number. I've always heard, photographers say, you got to make money and you've got to make a certain amount of money to live comfortably, to live full time and leave your full time job. And finding that magic number and kind of knowing where I needed to be for my family was really important to me. And I know what I make. I'm a full-time teacher, part-time photographer, and I know what I make as a teacher, but kind of saying, well, I need to make that plus a little bit more for our family and what that would look like if I left my full-time job and became a full-time photographer. So really putting that in perspective and that knowing that magic number, what am I comfortable, how many photo shoots I could do in a week, in a month, what I felt comfortable doing and making that into the magic number was really helpful for me. I think the biggest thing that was different about this training compared to other trainings that I've been in is that they don't always talk about using that social media aspect and ads specifically to get your clientele. They do talk about, right, your finding your niche and maybe finding the right clientele that you want to get, but they don't talk about the ad portion of it and how you can definitely use that to grab on to your clientele that you want. And I think it's using social media. We have it, but using it properly and knowing how to use it, wording it, how many pictures. You said 9 pictures on Instagram. I'm over here posting maybe 1, 2 pictures and calling that my story and reels and posting it. And I'm not thinking about maybe sometimes too much isn't too much, and finding that balance for myself. And when I post, what do I post and how much to post? And of course, wording is always important. So knowing, that you use that Instagram and that was sort of like your portfolio, because I have a portfolio, but I do feel that my social media is my portfolio because most likely that's where my clientele is going to find me from. I would recommend this program or training to another photographer in regards to that magic number, finding that correlation of that magic number and then using that to create their tiered packages. I never thought about that. I knew what my magic number once I found it here in your Zoom call was, and I was like, cool, that's my magic number. That's what I would need. But then creating that magic number into packages and making that look like what you needed to. So kind of having that overall. And that was really important. That's really enlightening to me, knowing that this is my magic number. Mine was like 230, 400 around there range. I can't fully remember because I'm not by the paper, but I remember it was a number that I go, oh, that's manageable. Oh, wait, I can create that number into my packages and here are my tiers. And guess what? Tier one needs to be my magic number, and creating that for myself and knowing what that looks like. And I would definitely have other photographers that I know look at that. It's not just creating packages out of thin air, and it's not just knowing what other photographers are doing in the area and what their packages look like, because their packages are different and they may not also be looking at the fact that they have a magic number that they need to create. If it's something's $1,000 for someone else, that needs to be maybe 1,500 for me for a minimum package. And so knowing that understanding and building that correlation was really important to me. And I think that's where I would start letting other photographers know this is where you need to be and why.